Okay, this is Brian Stoll for Timing Strategies, Thursday, December the 13th. Okay, nothing really new to speak of on our positions. We are short, like I mentioned in our previous videos, our commentary from December the 10th. Basket, 40% short the basket of the Dow, S&P, and so forth, or the Russell, using the Ridex end of day system. We're looking for this takeout of the lows of the December 4th level. We did not get that today. Although an interesting point is, and I'll get to that in just a second, again, we're shooting for that target first. What did happen today, very revealing, is our emerging markets ETF, the EEM. Guess what? We did get that. We got a stab below there. We are short that. We actually covered that today, and this is for our intraday stuff using the ETFs and so forth. We did get a takeout of that low on the EEM. Where it heads from here, now that's the trick. What are we going to do? Well, based on its price action tomorrow, whether we take out the highs by any significant amount or if it's just a stab high will determine what we do. I would like to short that thing again depending on how high it goes and what kind of price action we see. If we take out these lows, or if we open here and we start to head back below that low, incidentally we covered our shorts, or we closed it using the EEV, and this is a great little inverse ETF. We did close that position right there when we took out the highs, or excuse me, when we took out the lows on the EEM. If we come back down anywhere close to that level, the 152 level on the EEM, I'm looking for a move back down to somewhere in the lower end of this range. We will put that EEV short position on as well. So again, even though we didn't get a takeout of that on the SPY for the S&P, and that level, which is kind of the equivalent, we did get it on the EEM. So now we got a mixed bag. We need a tiebreaker, one way or the other. And that is a potential buy setup for us as well. Let me go to the XLF, because that's really what's driving the negativity in the market here. We didn't quite close that gap that we were looking for. We did get a remove back right up to the close of yesterday. If we can get a close tomorrow or an expansion on the range somewhere by the tune of about 0.5% above that December 4th level on the XLF, that sets up a very, how would I say, lower risk, higher probability, but not the kind of really, really good stuff that I'd like to see. Buying opportunity. We may delve into that just a little bit for our intraday accounts. But again, we're going into the close on Friday. What I'm looking for, as I keep mentioning, is more likely than not, what I anticipate is a move back up to the close of last week, because we're going into the holidays. We've got the Christmas seasons and all this stuff there. So markets tend to revert or retreat back to their previous weekly closing price just for safety purposes, and then game's on again next week. So I'm actually looking for that to happen, and if that happens, will we cover our short positions? Absolutely not. Again, we may even add to it. One of the scenarios that I look for potentially seeing, depending on how it develops tomorrow, is a move, something to that effect. And I mentioned this on our video on the 11th, on Tuesday. What happened Wednesday kind of thwarted our anticipation, but we're starting to see that same setup just one day later after the intervention by the Fed. As a bar that does not take out the lows of that low, then it gets very close to it, trades potentially as low as the low, but not quite taking out the low of today. And then maybe Monday or Tuesday, another bar that does this. And then if that happens, that sets us up for an excellent, excellent shorting opportunity. I'll go into that later. But again, how that works out or plays out based on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, okay, so that gives us right about to here as a potential target. But again, for our end of day stuff, the 151.5, potentially the 152 level, that we're not going to really change our end of day stuff with the Ridex. What's one of our other positions that's working out real well? Well, the bonds, we are short the Ridex. We're using the Ridex Juno fund. starting to reaccelerate back up. When we get to that 460 level, 465, 475 level, you know, we may take that position off. The dollar index is starting to look a little more lively. Sometime over the next several months, I'm looking for that position. Again, we are long the US dollar using the Ridex long 2 beta dollar fund. We're looking for it to trade back up somewhere to that 80 cent level. That'll give us about a 7.5% move with a 2 beta fund. That gives us about 15% total return. And with that, you take a look at what happened today with the GLD. We kind of got a little bit of a breakdown. If what I'm looking for, what I keep mentioning, is that a move that takes us out, wipes out the lows of the 30th of November below there, that should set up an acceleration to the downside. If that does happen, and nobody knows, that sets up a very, very good buying opportunity. And if that happens to coincident with the dollar hitting our 80 cent mark, that'll be a point where we're thinking about buying gold very heavily. That's the GLD. You take a look at the GDX. Again, starting to look more and more like that breakdown we're talking about. This could be a bear trap, though, so we don't want to get too excited about that until we see a little follow through on a daily basis. Other than that, you know, we're going into the Christmas season. I expect volatility to contract. We might not get much, but if we do, it's an opportunity. But you know, at this point, this late in the year, this kind of seasonality, the Fed does not want any kind of meltdowns in the market, so they're going to do what they can to keep things back up to somewhere where we are already. And with that, it's just a day-by-day thing. So we'll keep you posted until tomorrow's commentary. And until tomorrow, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Good night.